La 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 la. Me 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 me. La 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 la.
Okay, why does that sound really like ding-a-ling-ling? La 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 la, li 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 li.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
You gotta
It
make me.
sounded so wrong.
It does sound wrong. It does sound. Okay. We're on. We're at live. Let's go. Let's get it together. And action.
Mama always said, be careful of those island boys. Little girl, use your head, they will tear you up like a paper toy. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, no, no, no. When they smile at you, darling, and wink, it's a lethal force that'll bring you down. Charmed to get you tipsy like a drink. Love drunk girls all over town.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
And I'm Rumbi.
Welcome to
It's
Layered.
Layered. We're in a long distance friendship that started nearly 20 years ago when we were in high school.
We'll be talking about all things life, love, family, anything and everything under the sun.
Delve deeper with us, because in life, you know, zvinemalayers. All right, Malayers.
How are you, Rumbi, since we last spoke?
As I sip my Rooibos caramel tea, I think it's caramel Rooibos. I don't know.
Shout out to Rooibos.
Rooibos, you know, if you African, you know we the OG. Actually, South Africa's the OG, but you know, it's cool.
Yeah, we claim
it too. As I sip my tea in Diddy Bo, just, you know, appreciating some continued sunshine, you know, and yeah.
Till it ends.
Exactly.
I'm good. I'm really good. I was just chilling, listening to some music today. And it just made me think, why do we even love music?
Girl, I was listening to DJ Boat earlier this morning while I was doing my,
I love this playlist on YouTube. Yes.
Shout out DJ Boat. Yeah, and why we love music. Girl, I don't even know where to begin. I think music is just such an integral part of life. It gives joy. It changes mood. Like if you're feeling down and need a pick me up, I know like what I need to listen to. If I want to articulate a feeling, I know like the list is endless. It brings joy. It brings people together. It makes you dance. It makes you cry. I don't know, man. And you, girl, what do you love about music?
I'm exactly like you, like co-sign 100, because like sometimes you listen to some lyrics, you're like, that is me. Yes. How did this person know? Like it speaks to your soul. Yeah. And sometimes some music is just so silly, it makes you happy and dance. And some's a phase, you know, these days, all these viral trends, and then it ends, comes and goes. But like it's always associated with memories, whether they're good or bad.
Yes.
Just so it evokes so many
emotions and like I honestly, like, you know, some people, like, as an icebreaker, they can ask you, if you were to lose one of your senses, which one would you want to lose? And I know definitely listening would not be it, because music just holds so much in my life, you know. So yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
How are you with music, Rumbi? Tell people about your music journey. Don't be shy.
So my first memory of music really is when I was maybe 3 or 4 years old. We lived in Greendale, and my dad would put on music and we would dance. And when I was young, I was like random. I was weird. I used to dance looking up. and my dad would do the same with me, like even though I was so silly and looked so crazy, but like I just remember dancing in the living room with my dad like that. So that's as young as I can remember music being a part of it. And then, you know, obviously family gatherings, and like when we'd have family friends over, my parents would play like tuku or Simon Chimbetu, and then there was the Bob Marleys, there's Kefa Semenya, and you know, Lucky Dube. And my dad used to lie. He'd be like, "Oh, that's your cousin," and I'm like, "Sure," all that kind of thing.
It ain't like Dube is a common last name or anything.
Bruh. So yeah, but yeah, so my journey really started that young, and I think I fell in love with music. I used to perform like from primary school in plays. In grade 5, my friend and I, my friend Shongi, we helped people put together dances for our variety show, you know, and then high school, you know, we were in choir together, and I was in choir for like 6 years with Miss Sterling.
Shout out to
Miss Sterling.
Because I stayed for days. They on that bus back to Harare. We would live for that.
Yeah, it was so exciting. It was like highlights. So yeah, music has been an integral part of my life. I love music so much. I thought I would be a singer at some point in my life. I was like convinced. And my parents were like, yeah, right. But they did allow me to record a song, and I think we performed it, or we were performing.
Yes, we rehearsed to perform at like
Interact show. Then they cut us. We didn't make the cut, but it's okay. We ain't bitter. We keep it moving. And
those were biased, by the way. So they loved us.
Oh, you're a good friend. See, Amanda's a good friend. She had my back, even though we might not have been great. She's just like, nah, they were biased.
We were great. Hello, Jackie.
But yeah, that's like history of music. I was in choir through my university career as well, and so yeah, music is like part of me. And what about you? Like,
I'm the same. I wasn't thinking I'm gonna be a singer, so maybe not on that end. But I used to sing good enough, so that was good. All throughout, like obviously church is such a big thing of Zimbabwean upbringing. So praise and worship team, church, choir, you know, that stuff in school. And then apart from that, music just was like a chance to escape, right? You would see like MTV, VMAs, see all the fashion. Music brought everything under one roof. So like, especially when you're like collecting magazines and music and you're learning, like the way it was when we were growing up, it wasn't easily accessible, right? So music just felt like, well, you learned about other cultures through music. You know, like hip hop opened me up to America, and like, oh my gosh, all of that. You know, even Afrobeat, before it became Afrobeats with Fela Kuti and Femi. And it's like, you know, all about Western Africa. That's how it felt. It was not like you wanted to know something about somewhere else without Wikipedia. You could just learn from music.
Absolutely.
And, like, always been parties and Zim. School dances.
Remember
my
God.
A session of black music.
A
session of white music. People listening, that's how segregated things can be in school. We had to have certain portions of which music is being played. And then the dance floor would disappear.
It would change color according to the genre.
But generally music has always played a huge part. When I came to Australia, of course, now I had the chance to see some of these artists live, which I didn't really get growing up. So that just added another facet to music and loving. And then also the rise of Afro beats. It's like, now we are here. Now we have arrived.
Tapinda.
What? Tapinda, hey, not holding us back.
Ain't nobody gonna break my stride.
Sometimes I just think, you know, and so many good memories with music, as you said, making little school dances, and performing for your parents. You know, I just felt like music was a time to have creative freedom. Like, that's probably the only aspect. Like, I think if I said I want to be an actor, parents and all them wouldn't really know where to relate. But when it came to music, everyone seems to have that common love for it.
For music, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I definitely am. I can't live without it. Like the amount of times my husband walks in, I'm busy dancing away to whatever,
and he's just like, oh, another day.
So common.
Well, you spoke on something like how we used to really live for music back in the day. It wasn't as easily accessible. It makes me think of the cultural and societal shift. I remember when I was peak boy band, in my peak boy band phase, and you would wait for
Team NSYNC or Team Backstreet?
I was Team Backstreet Boys, to be honest, all the way.
I love you, but how can we be so...
No, I appreciated NSYNC, but I really thought I was going to marry Nick Carter. I'm just...
You cannot be my friend.
I like them though. It's gonna be made.
For me, I was all about JC, bro. People were like Justin, NSYNC.
Yeah, no. No, it's because I was in love with Nick Carter. So, I was like, you and me gonna have babies. And then eventually when Justin became a solo artist, I was like, you and me gonna have babies. So I'm not loyal. I was not loyal. But yeah. No, for sure. And I remember how we used to wait for the album. I remember the one time my dad went to the US and bought us the Millennium CD before it was accessible in Zim. And I remember it was the last day of grade.
Spin along.
Exactly. And then exactly, bruh. And then my mom brought it home. It was the last day of grade 7, and she knew I'd be sad, but to cheer me up, she was like, "Oh, here's your CD from your dad." And we used to get so hyped for an album drop and go crazy. I remember when we were kids, we used to, when we lived in Ghana, we used to watch, my dad got us a tape of Michael Jackson Thriller. So it had all his music videos. And that's all we would do. We just go into the living room and watch over and just obsess over Michael Jackson and cry.
You would know all the ad-libs, all the moves, just because you've seen it that often.
Yeah. So how would you say it's shifted now? Music now in 2020 and also culturally, and how do you see that?
Culturally, I still see it as a huge driving force. Yes. When you want to talk about issues, when you want to talk music, is still one of the things that drive issues.
That's true.
But I do think to actually sit back and appreciate a body of work, as you're saying about getting an album and mulling over it and chewing over all the little tidbits, it doesn't happen as much. I remember in Spin Along, this was a Zimbabwean premier CD shop. The CDs were the thing.
Were that thing.
And you'd get the little booklet with the lyrics and all the pictures, and you'd peruse and really absorb and listen from one track to the next. You would literally know what song is coming up next. I don't know if we still have that appreciation when we stream. Of course, if it's an artist you love, you're probably always going to.
Yeah.
But for new and upcoming artists, sometimes to see someone's journey, I don't know, it's not as, we're not as into it as we used to be. No. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe we're the only ones, but I just feel it's not, we don't go as in depth. We consume so quickly that it doesn't really resonate. It's just oh, I like it, I don't like it. And it's clear cut, And you have something to replace it with so quickly that, in some of this music, you need to listen and get the message behind it. After a few goes, I feel some songs, when you listen to Brandy's vocals, sometimes you can be in this day and age, you can feel a bit dated, but when you appreciate music for what it is, you're wow, this girl can really sing and she has a range and her lyrics, but it's almost like an old school thing to do now.
I agree 100%. I think we just are onto the next so quickly, and we don't give things, and Brandy actually sang, because Brandy be my girl, she sang a song on her album, Aphrodisiac. She was like, should I stay, should I go? Mulling over the state of the industry and how it was evolving. And I think that album dropped, was it 2012? So
yes, and she could feel it then.
I don't even think 2012, maybe even earlier, and imagine now. So yeah, I get it completely. But culturally though, you've already touched on this. I'm so happy to see that. African music is taking center stage. Like, finally, it used to be like everything but African music. It used to be like what our parents listened to, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And now it's just like we can fully embrace our Blackness and Africanness, you know?
Yes.
And I think the icing on the cake has been the likes of Black is King just coming in and just being like, yo, this is where it's at, you know, type of thing. So I think that's been,
and
yeah.
No, you're totally right. And then seeing people cross over like Tiwa Savage, Burna Boy, their albums are a complete body of work. Again, because when Afrobeat started, it would just be a single there, a single there, a single. And then you would like the song, like the dance moves and move on. But now they're getting an opportunity to give you a whole body of work, you know, everything's flowing, everything. You get the message for each album. And their production is top notch because they also have the money to back them. It's a beautiful time.
It's a beautiful, the fact that the likes of like Swiss Beats are championing Afro beats, and like we had Diddy being the executive producer on Burna Boy's latest release, like, you know, all these big name artists wanting to collaborate with, you know, African artists is something. It's like, man, like it's about time, because we have the rhythm, it's in us, you know, like it's just, you know, so.
It's no words, right?
No words.
And it feels so beautiful to see people of your same, you know, skin color and same background. Because obviously we've always had, I think before we always had African Americans present all Black people. But then now it's like African Americans are part of the bigger puzzle, you know, we're all different and all together. And like, and it just makes you feel like you're at home without being home when you hear some of this music. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And for me personally, I can see the shift from when I first left Zimbabwe. Like, you'd go back on holidays and everyone would be like, oh, this banger from South Africa, and dancing to it. And you're like, oh God, I don't know. I don't know, because in Australia they're not playing this, you know. But now because of streaming, now because of social media, you can be on them trends. So I'll also be dancing next time I go to Zim.
And the shout out Spotify and all them and all them platforms that have made it accessible.
Like, and I think that works for artists too. Like, I think artists are being discovered a little bit easier. Obviously people have this whole wish of being viral or whatever, but in general, I think artists are being discovered. Like, even when you think of Mr. Easy and his whole project with Empower Africa, and it's all about and it's about the artist, but it's also about all the other people behind that, you know, all the people who write the songwriters, all this, and it's just such a good time to be alive and be part of it, I reckon. Accessibility.
I am with it, girl. Yeah, we get so hyped when we talk about it. We get so hyped.
We do. And I mean, even if you look at something like using our theme song, you know, Laura D is obviously a very up and coming singer, songwriter, and she's brilliant at what she does. And now having the opportunity to share her music, and she was very gracious enough to let us use her song Island Boys for our theme song on this podcast. And it's a girl we saw growing up. She's one of our friends, you know. So it's like nice to see that these dreams can be attained. It can be attained.
For sure. And it was so great. And I think it was great that, you know, we were able to actually include her, because we are so much about representation and like, you know, doing things for us. So shout out to Laura D. And looking forward to what else she has in store for us. But how would you say Zim music has become a part of your everyday life? Is it a part of your everyday life, or now becoming more integral to your life?
With Zim music, I must say, like, I'm still on a learning journey. Like, sometimes I'm still at that singles phase. Like, you know, a song here, a song there, but I'm still not at the knowing a whole body of work. I think when it comes to knowing a whole body of work, I still go to my old school artists, obviously people like the late Oliver Mtukudzi, of course, all of his albums. And then, you know, you look at people who are up and coming like Chakura. I love him. Cool. And I can listen to his whole body of work as well. So I think I'm still yet to catch up when it comes to Zim music particularly. I like a song here, I like a from there. And Zim Dancehall is taking off. It's so popular in Zim.
Yes.
Ja Pressure is so popular in Zim as well. And I love seeing that people incorporating Zim music incorporates a lot of live bands.
Yes,
and I like that. I think there's the authenticity with that too.
Definitely.
But probably every day, not as much as maybe the regular or more popular Afrobeat artists.
No, for sure.
Mainly.
I get you, and
What about you?
I agree. Like in terms of body of work, it's definitely Oliver Chiwoniso. I've always loved her. I just love her use of the mbira, and it really makes me feel rooted in Zimbabwe. I don't know. When I just listen to her music, I get goosebumps. It's just like, you know.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, it just really speaks deeply to me. But like similar to you, like the artist that I'm the more recent artists, Takura, I definitely have listened to his body of work, and I love, you know, it. I love his sound. I also like XQ, but it's his singles, it's his hits, you know. And I think what helped me a lot is when I was living back home before I came here, I would just listen to ZFM or like on loop or like radio stations, so I could pick out some of the more like popular music and stuff. But it's definitely on like my playlist, like, you know, I have playlists, and then like depending on my mood, if I put on a playlist with like my African music or whatever, it will come on, and I'm like, oh yes, this jam, like I remember, type of thing. So it depends on mood, it depends on what vibe I'm going for, and I feel like Zim hasn't quite gotten to the place where they're like are really like strategic about music and like hardcore about how they release it. I think we have a bit of a way to go, but definitely appreciate how it's evolved and gotten better and like, you know, world class, you know, from some of these artists for sure.
Yeah, like even when you see like Gemma Griffith's music videos and like all these new artists coming up, like, oh, these music videos are actually Samara Brown. So it's definitely like a place to watch. And even on Spotify, they're including a lot of Zim artists on the Afro Vibes or Afro Pop playlist, which is obviously good as well. So kudos. Sure. Who's your current favorite artists?
Hey, it's hard. I think Burna was on rotation because he released his album. So Burna Boy, I love him. But I think, who was I listening to, man? Oh my gosh. It depends. So I have artists of the year. Let me put it that way.
Okay. Let's see.
Burna Boy for sure. Brandy, because she came out with B7 and she's an all-time fave. Tiwa I was listening to earlier because Tiwa Savage. Who else was I listening to? Can I just go onto my playlist real quick and see what's been on the loop? Rotimi.
I'm so far agreeing with you.
Rotimi was on my playlist for a while.
Yes.
You know? So yeah, it just depends. And then like I'll rediscover old loves. Like I was listening to like Black earlier. I loved him last year. His album was like my favorite from last year. So it really depends. Who are you loving? Who's your current fave?
I'm probably the same as you. And what always pinches it in for me is how they perform live. So it's such a sad thing that like 2020 has probably robbed us of that.
Yes.
And I'm can't wait for when things start to open up, you know, because I would love to see. Like I was never really a Yemi Alade fan. Like I would like one song, two songs, but then her and Wizkid performed here in Melbourne a few months, about 6-7 months ago, and it was banging. Like, please, Melbourne, give us more of those shows.
Yeah.
And like now I'm like Queen Yemi. Like I'm like, I'm there, you know, and like so I think it's like it just so depends on how they present themselves as well. Because in the studio booth or on a video set, it can be like, banging, but how you do it live and how you keep the crowd going is very crucial for me.
No, for sure. Which other artists have you seen live? Because I think you've seen quite a few people live, and what were some memorable artists that you've seen? Or loved or hated?
Loved the Queen Bee. I cannot pass. Like, Beyonce, she leaves it all on the stage. Like, she just gives you her all. You get your money's worth. It sounds bad to say, but it's true.
But you really do.
So I really, really love her. I love the energy she brings. Her show is more like entertainment, you know, which is also the same realm as Pink, which can seem very far left off, but Pink actually does the same. Her shows are very Cirque du Soleil, very like, I'm here to entertain you. The music is just a thing. But then I also like the soulful. Sam Smith was amazing. A smaller arena, so you could really feel the songs getting into your... Janet Jackson was also in that same vibe. So like, there's so many that I have loved and they've delivered. I think I must say, and people are going to shoot me for this, please comment if anyone agrees with me. The one I didn't like was Rihanna. Oh. Which I feel so bad saying, because I want to have said I love that show.
No, yeah, I get you.
The thing is with world tours, and we're so far away from, like, we're predominantly Europe and America, I guess. So by the time they get here, sometimes I feel like
they're just tired.
And like and I don't think you can push Rihanna to do whatever she doesn't want to do.
No,
so
for sure.
I think that night when I saw her, she was just like, no.
But you're not alone, because I remember I had tickets to see Rihanna, and then it just so happened like that's when I went to the US, so I couldn't go see her. And I remember people, like, after asking my friends, and they were like, you didn't miss anything, girl. It was just like nothing. So she doesn't have the greatest reputation for being killer on the stage. So
yeah, I don't know. It's quite annoying, because I was really looking forward to it. And then, and you know, when you go to a concert and you know the whole catalog, like with Brandy King, I knew the whole catalog. So it's like, no matter what song she throws, I'll be ready. Yeah, so like, and that's the vibe I had with Rihanna as well, because I remember we were of age when Rihanna on the replay. We were like 16 or 15, so I've seen her whole growth. So like, it was a bit like, oh,
that's a pity. What a shame. No,
it was a bit of a shame. But there's also another thing that happens, and this might be tied to funding, is a lot of African artists, when they come over here, they do like 2 or 3 songs, and then that's that. And you're like, but I paid to see your show.
Yeah. It's
so tough. I don't know if it's like a miscommunication with promoters or what.
I know,
but it's like, it's so disheartening, because we were here, we're ready to spend our coins.
Yes.
But we also want the level of what we're getting back to also be matching that.
Yes.
We want to support, but you also give us a show.
Yeah, a proper one at that.
Yeah, because then it feels like you're just going there to listen to the DJ set, and then the guy just comes out once or twice, and then so then it ends up being the DJ's show. Shout out to those DJs, because they be working hard.
Yeah, they work hard, hey, because they have to keep you guys like there, not leaving, you know, prematurely or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. I think any that you hated that you've seen?
That I hated? I haven't seen XQ. Oh yeah, sorry. Went to see him at what was it called? Shoko Festival. And like we were in there, and his backup dancers were feeling it. His DJ was lit. Then I think there was something happening with his sound, and like he kept stopping, and then he walked off stage, and then like his DJ was doing his part of the song, because he walked off during Nema, and you know that was like the jam. And I was like, Sha, can't you like stop, get it sorted, and then come back? But he walked
like, just rewind.
He didn't come back. We were hurt. We were very hurt. But no, it was good. But in terms of the ones I loved Drake, because he went to SA soon after the release of Take Care. I was in love with him. I did posters, and and I was front.
I remember that. I remember you were like so hyped for that.
I was so hyped. He gave me a shout out with my poster. Like I was all into it. But surprising, because people are like, oh, it's going to be boring. He's not going to have energy. And he didn't have like backup dancers or whatever. But he has energy. Like he came on stage and he was like vibing. Like he kept the crowd hyped, which was surprising. Expect, you know, a rapper.
Drake, yes. I've heard great things live.
No, he has good energy. Some of my other faves, I think, saw Mariah Carey. People were hating in the news, saying she can't hit notes. She definitely can hit them notes. So come all the way down. Like I remember I went with my sister. That was great. And she did her catalog. You know, where you're just like knowing song after song. After,
you see,
so good.
Catalog matters.
Yeah, it matters. And then there was, who else? Sierra, guys. It was more her dancing. Like I was just, you know, some of her moves, you're like, no, she has to have some kind of like, I don't know what they use, some effects on. Nope, that be her. Like that was her. Like she was legit. Little Kim, it was like this whole concert they had in Zim where Timberland was supposed to come. He did not come. I remember I was on like at university and I was home for the holiday or something. But Little Kim, her energy was lit. You'd never think Little Kim, but she was there with the energy.
I feel like she's proper old school, so she would know. That's where you make your money.
She knows how to perform. And then I love Shekinah, and I got to see her again, similar with you, like the promoters. I think in Zim, it's only a few songs, and she was walking off, and we're just like, Sha, like we've been waiting for her this long, but like she's also one of my favorite artists of the moment, just vocally, live and recording. She just belted, and her body, like her album was a body of work. Like totally.
Yeah, Rose Gold was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's a press play and let it be.
Yes.
Don't skip. Don't just let it play. And you know, you got a body of work, an album like that. Yeah, you hit it. You hit the nail on the head.
For sure. And how do you feel about the different genres? How they've changed, like from when we were maybe younger, and you know, please, let's get into that.
I grew up with West Coast, East Coast rap, like people fighting, you know.
Gangsta.
So now I just feel like, why are these guys so pussy now? Like, what's going on? Like I remember and also I think an older brother. My oldest brother is 5 years older than me, so like you got to see like he was going through those phases, and you're like just on for the ride as well. When
I'm with you.
And keeping up with all the beef, and you know, so like now I feel like, of course, I don't want people to be killing each other and being beefing. Yeah. But I feel like there was a bit of rawness and a bit of poetry that at that time. Even seeing like the Fugees, Lauryn Hill. By the way, Lauryn Hill has a bad rep in terms of being late for concerts or whatever. Thankfully, when she came this side, she performed, and she performed well. So I was so happy because I was excited to see her. But it's things like that where it's like it had a flow and a poetry to it. Now I feel like it's just about having a viral moment, having a viral dance trend, and then you move on. So I feel like when it comes to American culture or Black American culture, their music had more roots back in the day. More to chew on. And now it's so quick. I'm quick to forget. Like, he song last month. Oh, okay. And I don't know if that's just because of accessibility and streaming, as we talked about before, or what. But then at the same time, it works the other way. Like Afro beats has just shot up because of that. Because of people being able to follow these stars and get to know them and know the person behind the song. So it's such a weird time.
It is. I think also the rise of mumble rap also showing our age a little bit, because I'm literally how do you like music that just is and they all sound the same, and it's just like some ratchet beat. And I'm like, I mean, I'll have like one or two songs that I'm like, it's cool, but how do you listen to that? Because I have like young, like I know young people who just like listen to it over, and I'm just like, is your mind okay? Are you is everything okay? Because I don't know what it's giving you, you know. But again, I think I'm just showing my age, because hip-hop,
I think it is an age thing. Because we used to feel the same. I mean, our parents used to feel the same way about Eminem when he came on. Oh, he's too controversial.
For sure.
And then we were like, this dude has the lyrics. And he's a white boy. Yeah. So maybe
I saw him live. Eminem is good. Like he's one of those artists, you know, like, because there's often like, should white people be really rapping and all that, you know, like with what's her name, the Australian chick, your homie, what's her name?
Iggy.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like contention around her, but like Eminem, you can tell he's street and he's earned his crown. Like even on his song with Forever, with it's Drake, Kanye, Lil Wayne, and him, and he bodied all of them. And live, he bodied like the energy, like his lyric, like he just came with that energy. So you're right, maybe it's similar, you know, to how our parents see it. But I think hip hop has changed the most drastically in like such a like confusing way for me. And then R&B, maybe because I'm an R&B head, like that's my thing. I love old school R&B, will forever be my favorite. But I feel like new school is kind of evolving now in a better direction than it was maybe say 5 years ago or something. Like we've got,
so you feel like there was a lull and now it's on the rise again?
Yeah, because I feel like we've got her, she just comes with like, you know, just her voice, just her
Queen.
You know, all that. And then you've got Ella May, and then, you know, you're getting all these different artists now who are coming with more like
in their fields. Those kids are in their fields.
Like, what you been through? What happened? What happened? Tell me. So yeah, so definitely appreciate that. But yeah, hip hop, art, and rap, I don't know. Maybe I've just lost it. I can't listen anymore.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's a nostalgia thing, you know. We always loved the old school things because that's when maybe we were getting to know each other and getting to know our identities.
Yes, you're so right.
Maybe we associate that with all the music we were listening to.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But we love dancing, so no matter what comes on, we'll be there. We'll be those old grannies on that dance floor. Me, I'm going to be that. I always say this about to my nieces, that I'm going to be embarrassing them, like, because I'll be like, let's go to the club. Let's go together.
Yeah, let's go dancing. And then they'll be like, auntie, no.
Yeah, like, no thanks. But, like, I love to dance. I love to dance with you. I love to see what's out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to place dance schools like Ilan, Rita Anita does in Perth. Things like that, where you can just have a space to, you know, just be.
And I love, like, especially over the summer, well, our summer, but I was able to tune into DJ Kicks. Shout out to DJ Kicks.
Yes.
And we would listen to her set on PBS FM, I think. Radio.
Yes,
she has a Afro turn up mix. Y'all should tune up, and you can catch it even if it's not listening live.
Yes.
So dope. Like, we would legitimately just be listening and like be like, you get to know new tracks. Like, I think I got to know Woman by Rema from her, and that is my jam. You know, I'm really,
DJ Kicks is a mood. It's a banger. I like her.
Yeah, she's dope. So yeah, I love dancing. And the thing is, like, for us, I think when we're together and we go dancing, it's literally just about like that, the joy and like the releasing of like whatever and enjoying music to the fullest, and your body and like, it's just
it's having a good old time. We'll make sure to give you guys all the links and all the people we're mentioning, from Laura D to DJ Kicks to the Ilan Dance Studio, all these places, up and coming Black owned places.
African as well,
and African, and balancing other things in life, like we talked about in the last episodes. So shout out to these great creatives who are making moves.
Making moves the heck. So no, dancing is such a big part of like our joy, and we enjoy it. And so we're actually going to put together a little something, a playlist for y'all to groove with us. And it's also great.
And they're trying it.
Pakaipa. She ain't even heard no song and she's already dancing. She's ready. We'll put together a playlist of some of our dance jams that both of us loving at the moment. Great for like when you need to pick me up, and you know, just like if you hit a midweek slump, or you know,
past and present, we need to appreciate it all. So look out for that. We'll give you guys the link on our Instagram page. It's layered.
Yes, so exactly. So our Instagram, as she said, it's layered, itslayered, just like that. And then you can email us, please. Let us know what you think, you know, send us your questions, your thoughts, your whatever. We're ready to hear it. Our email is itslayedpod@gmail.com. That's itslayered, pod@gmail.com. So yeah, please, we'll love to hear from you. Thank you for all, you know, rocking with us for another episode, and we will see you on the next one.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Delving deeper.
Delving
Bye,
deeper.
guys.
Bye.
for love.